The Christ the Redeemer statue on Corcovado Mountain is not only a symbol of Rio de Janeiro, but also one of the most recognized images representing all of Brazil. As Rio's most famous landmark, the statue can be seen from almost anywhere in the city, towering above with its outstretched arms. Before visiting Brazil, what I looked forward to the most was seeing this statue in person. The very same Christ, the Redeemer that I had seen so many times in travel books and promotional videos about Brazil. Perhaps my expectations were too high, but to be honest, seeing the statue up close was not quite as overwhelming as I had imagined. This seems to be a common sentiment among travelers visiting Corcovado. The main reason is that the statue is not as large as it appears in photographs and videos. The Christ the Redeemer, which had seemed massive in Brazilian tourism videos, turned out to be about the same scale as the Christ of Cochabamba in Bolivia, or the Virgin Mary statue in Santiago, Chile. What impressed me more than the statue itself was the breathtaking view of Rio de Janeiro and its harbor spread out below. As evening falls, the shimmering coastline lights up in dazzling colors, making it easy to understand why Rio is often called one of the world's 3 most beautiful harbors. At night, the statue is illuminated in different hues: red, blue, and others, giving it a majestic, almost ethereal presence against the dark sky. Even before the statue was built, Corcovado Hill had long been considered a spiritual and geographical center of Rio de Janeiro. Because it was visible from all parts of the city, plans were made to erect a grand statue of Christ atop it. After years of preparation, the statue was finally completed, with Christ standing 30 meters high, arms stretching 28 meters wide, and weighing 1,145 tons. It was built to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Brazil's independence, and was inaugurated on October 12, 1931. The idea of building a statue on Corcovado dates back to the mid-1850s. But political obstacles delayed the project. In 1921, the Archdiocese of Rio de Janeiro revived the plan, proposing the construction of a monumental statue of Christ. To raise funds, the church held a Statue Week campaign, and most of the financing came from donations by Brazilian Catholics. After much discussion, the design featuring Christ with open arms was chosen. Experts decided to use reinforced concrete rather than steel, believing it to be more suitable for a cross-shaped monument. The statue was designed by Brazilian engineer Heitor da Silva Costa and French-Polish sculptor Paul Landowski. The concrete was imported from Sweden, while the outer layer was covered with soapstone, a metamorphic rock chosen for its durability and ease of carving. Construction took 5 years, costing about $250,000. And the dedication ceremony was held on October 12, 1931. The lighting was supposed to be switched on remotely from Rome, over 9,000 kilometers away. But bad weather forced the lights to be turned on locally. Photos and documents from the construction period are now displayed at the tram terminal at the foot of the mountain. Designed in the Art Deco style, a major artistic movement of the early 20th century, the statue's surface was finished with greenish soapstone, which gives it a soft, glowing appearance even after sunset. The best time to visit is on a clear afternoon, when the sunset paints the city in warm, golden tones. On cloudy days, the sight of the sun breaking through behind the statue is another breathtaking view that makes Corcovado so special. Over the decades, the statue has undergone several major restorations. In the 1990s, Brazil's state-owned companies and private enterprises collaborated on a preservation plan. In the 2000s, new facilities were added: escalators, elevators, and ramps in 2003, and a full restoration in 2010. During the 2010 project, the soapstone tiles were replaced, moss and cracks were removed, and the lightning rods in the statue's head and hands were renewed. Over 100 workers participated, and more than 60,000 new stones were sourced from the original quarry. When the statue was reopened, it was illuminated in Brazil's national colors, green and yellow, in celebration of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Because of its exposed position, the statue constantly endures strong winds and lightning strikes, making regular maintenance essential. Unfortunately, the original light-colored stone is no longer available, so newer repairs use darker material, gradually changing the statue's overall hue. On July 7, 2007, Christ the Redeemer was officially named one of the new 7 wonders of the world by the Swiss-based organization New 7 Wonders. During the voting campaign, Brazilian corporations and media outlets invested heavily to encourage public participation, sparking some controversy. Even then President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva publicly urged citizens to vote. Eventually, the statue ranked 4th in the global vote, and was added to the new list of wonders. While the announcement was celebrated in Brazil, some countries whose monuments failed to make the list criticized the online voting system as biased toward nations with large populations. Ignoring the criticism, Brazil took pride in the recognition, and began efforts to further develop Corcovado as a sacred and cultural site to attract more visitors. Today, visitors can reach the summit via a Swiss-made cog railway. Departing from Cosme Velho station, the scenic 20-minute ride winds through lush forest, offering spectacular views of Rio along the way. From the train stop, visitors reach the statue via stairs or escalators. There is also an elevator, though long queues can form during peak times due to limited capacity.